My go-to move, which I think needs to be instituted in schools today, is the phone slap. I think instead of merely taking a child's phone and putting it in a pouch or putting it in a desk, you need to actively power slap that shit out of their hands and onto the ground.
Right.
You need to explain to them that you are an adult, and I have no respect for this reality box that you're choosing to look at instead of learning.
I like that.
I would do it to the kids. They'd have it out. I'd go, bang! Right on the floor. They'd be like, if you break it, you have to buy me a new one. I'd go, guess what? I'm an adult. I have disposable income. I don't care. Did they continue to do it? Yes. But I felt like they were at least sneakier about it. Yes, it pretty much is. The entire thing is about Gaza. For the most part, you know me, and you know that's what I like to talk about.
Yeah, of course.
I like to talk about the real issues. All right, gang, it's been long awaited, but it's finally time for another solo pod here in the park. I'm joined by my esteemed producer, the man who did the donkey race and who's now here with us again, Emmet. Guys, give it up. Let's give it up for claps for Emmet.
I appreciate that.
He's
that
back,
a lot.
fucking finally. Now we have a full running machine. This has all been slapdash up until now. Station identification, it's Big Al's Grill ASMR. We are live in Culver City, and goddamn it if we're not hungry. But I'm fired up just to see everybody. Before we get into anything, I want to give a shout out to everybody who came to all the shows in Charleston. That was July 18th and 19th. I know that was a while ago, but I do want to give a shout out. That weekend in Charleston was incredible. Thank you to everybody that came out. You know, it means a lot to me, especially the fans of the pod. You know who I'm talking about. Dana, I believe your name is. I could be getting that completely wrong, but I think I'm right. I'm gonna go with it.
All right.
But I mean, Charleston, what a beautiful city. I was really expecting a backwater podunk town, but it was drenched in pre-Civil War Southern history. Like, did you know, like, they don't let anybody build anything unless they, like, go like, they have to be like, it has to look like a gingerbread house, or else we will not let you erect this structure.
Tradition.
It's really cool. Like, yeah, you know, in an age where people are getting ready to tear down all sorts of traditions, Charleston at least is like being selective with some of them. I mean, they can get rid of the horse and buggy thing. They have horses and buggies in like 90-degree heat with humidity. That's animal abuse, brother. But to everyone that came out to Wits End, thank you all so much. It was honestly banger shows. We ended up selling out one of the nights, which was cool. Shout out to you guys. Nate Bargatze was there the same weekend. You could suck my dick, Nate. You could suck my dick. Actually, that's bad for the algorithm. Let's bleep that.
We'll leave it in.
Well, we'll leave it in. Yeah, we'll leave it in. Why would I make you do more work than you already do? Why would I do that? I was staying with my buddy Perez the entire time. Shout out Brian Perez, shout out Matt Chipman, shout out Taylor, shout out Julia. I stayed at their place. And, man, let me ask, Emmet, you ever play Flight Simulator?
No, never have.
Flight Simulator is, it's very realistic, as if you are flying a plane.
Okay.
And now I'm like, man, I don't know how they don't crash more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if the 9/11 guys were like trying to pull up, I'm like, there was no way they'd be able to maneuver that bird. I'm calling them birds now. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of.
I think they should add a feature in Flight Simulator where you gotta, like, if you're doing bad, you start to hear people calling their loved ones. Would that be great?
That'd be a good idea.
You get extra points for calming everybody down. Yeah. Just being like, hey, everyone relax. I've had a couple beers.
Did you land when you did it?
Yeah, on the freeway. Counts for something. Oh, boy, I'm excited for these chicken sandwiches, man. I'm just excited to be back out at the park. I've been having a bit of a tough week. If you guys enjoyed the episode with Tony P, I really appreciate that. And before I go any further, I would like to say that I will be in Chicago September 4th to 6th. Chicago, this is a city that treats me very well, and I want to say we have 5 shows. Thursday, 1, Friday, 2, Saturday, 2. If you guys can make it out to that, it would really mean the world to me. One of my goals this year was to sell out a weekend on the road. Will it ever happen? No. But if we could get like 2 out of 5, I'd be stoked. I'd be stoked,
That'd be
dude.
huge.
But, I really appreciate everybody that does come out to any of the shows, I'm telling you. And then Seattle as well. Seattle, we have 1 show September 24th. Portland, September 25th to the 27th. We got 5 shows there. Those will be on fire. Shout out to everybody in Portland. Is the phone on? Thank God, dude. Whenever Emmet does one of these, I get so worried. Because you got to understand, before Emmet came back, I had just been hoping and praying that the phone's on. And sometimes it's just straight up not.
Phone's on, mic's working.
God, man.
You're good. It's good.
Anyway,
You look great.
If you live in Ireland, I'll be in Dublin as well. I'll be in London in late October. We're going to be announcing, I'll be in Charlotte, North Carolina, early November. I will also be in Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm coming back to Dead Crow. Shout out to my cousin Brian. He's a dentist that lives there.
Great city, Wilmington.
Great city. Dead Crow Comedy Club, one of the best in the country. And New York City, we will be announcing soon, preemptively November 14th. Get ready, though. Big venue. And I hope we do well. Here is the thing, man. If you come Chicago, we're going to do a live Big Al's Grill ASMR. I'm calling it right now. So, all right, announcements out of the fucking way. I was lucky enough this past 2 weeks, to be back home in Massachusetts, the sacred home of my blotchy white ancestors. And I got to tell you, it felt nice being a participant in family life once again. I got to see my cousins and their kids. I got to be Uncle Al, okay? I got to play lacrosse with my nephew Grant, and that pretty much consisted of him taking a lacrosse ball and just coming this close to my face and humming it at me. But it was beautiful, and it was real, and it felt like I was there. I took my grandmother out to lunch. She can't eat. She can't even eat. But I was being a member of my goddamn family. I took my siblings out to dinner at Gray's Hall. Shout out Chef Gabe. Gray's Hall, the best food in Boston. If you want to have vegetables that fucking eat your ass, go to Gray's Hall in South Boston. And I got to celebrate my dad's 60th birthday. My dad is turning 6 years old. I got him a beautiful cigar case, which, now that I think about it, maybe I shouldn't be encouraging his cigar use, which is kind of getting crazy at this point.
Hold for plane?
Yeah, hey, just fly wherever you want, actually. Fly wherever you'd like. Really. Good. No, good. Do they know we're podcasting right now?
Happy birthday to your dad.
Happy birthday, the Bulldog. Happy birthday, Bulldog. But yeah, man, I also went to my first bachelor party this past weekend. Hold on. Dude, we got more helicopters.
Coming around. They're coming back.
Look at this thing. Look how low it's flying. Are they gonna land? Look at that. Can you see it? Is it on the camera? Dude, this fucker's right there. Look at that. What is going on? This is the thing. They don't want us podcasting in the park. They don't want to see a guy grilling and enjoying summer. That's what they don't want. They don't want to see a guy enjoying summer. That was he's so close.
Is
Am I
it
wrong?
starting? Is it starting today?
Summer?
The Civil War, but
Oh, the Civil War? Yeah. You know what? Could be. Look at it, I think he's doing another loop. This is, you know what I think about every time I see a police helicopter? Like I gotta pay these parking tickets. Oh, it's so close. That's so close. What is going on, dude? Anyway, I went to my first bachelor party this weekend. And let me tell you, I've never really had any firsthand experience with bachelor parties. I've only heard secondhand what they are like from sunburnt men in airport terminals. That's about it. I mean, if you are in an airport terminal in Scottsdale, if you're in an airport terminal in Charleston, Fort Lauderdale, you are going to see a man with a crinkled up, what are those things called? Neck pillow? With a crinkled up neck pillow on the verge of tears talking to his girlfriend. You're gonna see that guy, and it's not gonna sound, it sounds like he got back from a POW camp for bros. He's just like, and then Porter like wanted to do shots, and like I kept reminding everybody that like we have a tea time tomorrow. No, Jenna, they didn't listen to me. This is what I was listening to. That's all I've ever heard about bachelor parties. It's crazy. Dude, he's like, I had a good time though. I really enjoyed it. I think the people that I met were cool. I mean,
Where'd you go? Where was it?
we were down in Cape Cod, so we just got a Cape House.
Okay.
And this is, I think I might be both unk and chopped. I might be unk. I'm definitely, I know I am unk because my roommate, my 23-year-old roommate calls me unk. But one of the best parts of the bachelor party was waking up at 8 a.m. on Sunday and realizing that the entire house was clean, and then getting a whisper, an errant whisper going, hey, we're gonna try and beat the traffic. I was like, did I just come? I thought I came. We didn't really go too crazy. The group I had wasn't too crazy, which, you know, I'm 28. I probably still have a couple more. I was like probably the craziest guy, and all I did was get the boys mushies. It wasn't even that deep.
Sounds nice.
You ever think about like strippers? Like, you know how deep strippers are in the lore of bachelor parties? And like how much isn't that crazy? So much could go wrong. But our dads were just like, you know what would help us celebrate our best friend? A horrible secret. Bill's getting married. Let's make him wonder for the rest of his life if the condom broke. I mean, isn't that crazy? Yeah, man. And, but like, if I ever plan a bachelor party, I've said this, if I plan my buddy's bachelor party, which I will end up doing eventually, is I'm going to get a magician. Because I think with every post game, you need kind of a rogue element. You need an outsider to come and get in the mix.
I like that.
And it doesn't need to be somebody who can like, you know, hey, I've seen the Duke Lacrosse documentary. We don't need it. Okay? What I need is an older man who's gonna have a couple Michelob Ultras and just go, oh, missing your bag of Coke, huh? Missing your bag of Coke? Is it behind your ear? Is it behind your ear? Now check your Zyn can. Wouldn't that be incredible?
That would be great.
Wouldn't that be great?
That'd be phenomenal.
Yeah, man. But
Oh my
shout
God.
out Lemansky, he's getting married, dude. I'm stoked on him getting married.
But the mushy trip went well?
The trip was really good, man, and I'm just glad I got to connect with everybody. I know you've been jet setting as well. That's why these past couple pods have just been, I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm sorry. I'm not even blaming you. I'm blaming myself because we don't plan ahead.
No, it is my fault.
No,
Yeah, it's my fault.
This was the other thing I wanted to talk about. You know, like I said, like I don't really like go hard as much as I think I used to. Also, let's fire up the chicken.
Could be the move. Could be the
Let's
move.
do it. Let's do it. Let's do it now. Lick it good. Suck this pussy just like you should. All right. Is it on? Do this every week.
Every week.
Every week I wonder how to turn it on.
And it's usually a 50-50.
Here we go.
We'll see. We'll see.
Gonna just burn an entire. Here we go. I think that's good. Let's get the chicken going. So I ran into one of my buddies down the Cape while we were out at this bar partying. Dude from Southie, great guy. But like, there's also guys that embody what it is to be from Boston. Because this is a 28-year-old dude, born and raised there. First thing he did when he saw me, he went, grabbed me by the neck, and he goes, "Yo, this guy loves Israel." Dying laughing. So that is genuinely hilarious. Because he knows I don't. And so then, like, you know, we're just chopping it up, shooting the shit, talking about comedy. I mean, like, this, you know, these guys have a million stories. But the epitome of it is we have these stories and these jokes and all of this banter because it buries a deep Irish sadness within us.
Right.
I'll never forget this moment for the rest of my life. He was taking a key, putting it into a bag of Coke, and then popped up and looked at me and goes, "When does it end?" I'm 28, man. Is this forever?
That's really deeply sad.
Oh, dude, the bees are gonna suck this year. I'm not even kidding. It was crazy. I'm like, you get little glimpses of it, but we never really fully let people in.
I mean, that sounds like a cry for help, to be honest.
Yeah, but is it though?
Maybe.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for sure.
Maybe.
I got a lot of good stuff going on, though, and I mean, I was feeling pretty overwhelmed this past week, but now I think just being out here with you, Emmet, makes me feel 10 times better.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can kind of speak freely and have a good time. How do you feel?
I feel good.
All right, big pause. Big stretch, big pause.
I want to quit my job.
I know, dude. Hey, guys, tell everyone you know about this podcast. Please comment, like, and subscribe because we need to get Emmet to quit his job.
Yes.
All right? Yeah, man. We were gonna try and get you to quit your job. I'm gonna help you out with that.
How are you feeling?
I feel good, dude. Honestly, I think I'm just excited for a lot of stuff on the horizon. I'm taking a vacation with my girlfriend coming up. Which reminds me, guys, I am doing a show in Santa Rosa to fund it. Santa Rosa, California, 1 hour outside of San Francisco. Please come to that because that is how I'm funding the trip. Guys, the promo never ends, and I think you know this. Okay, let's get to the nuts and bolts of this episode, shall we?
Sure.
How am I in the frame?
Perfect.
Am I? Okay. As some of you know, or may not know, I was a high school English teacher during in 2023, the year of the rabbit, famously. And I want to talk about that a little bit because I feel like I've said it on stage. It was famously a part, I mean, not really famously, but just like it was a part of my Don't Tell comedy set, how I was a substitute teacher and then became full-time. But I felt compelled to kind of give the entire background of how I ended up there and what it kind of meant to me.
I would like to know.
Yeah, I mean, Emmet doesn't even know.
I don't know anything.
And me and Emmet have, we've sucked.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means. Cut all this, start over.
We'll leave it in.
We'll leave it in. All right, September 2022. I was fired from my job as a TikTok social media manager for a company that I will not name. Brewmate. It was the most soul-punishing career choice that I could have made staying in that, doing that job. I was already in tech sales. I was the tech sales guy, as you could tell by the headset I sometimes wear on the show. And I thought I just got to get out of there somehow. And then I pivoted to something that was, albeit easier, 10 times worse on my soul. Because at least I was like, selling software to other demons. But now I felt like I was, putting up, oh, here are the puppets for the baby. Look, buy a cooler. It was, dude,
slop.
I would walk, it was slop. I was creating slop, and they did not want to listen to me, any, big ideas that I had, because they're like, we want more slop. I'd go into a marketing meeting. I would say, we should do TikTok where it's like the Batman, but instead of something's in the way, we should do it like, something's in my ass. And then they would say, yeah, you should do something like Jordy did where she painted her nails to match the color of the cooler. And I was like, all right, I'm going to fucking lose it. It was like the marketing girlies, man. And that's like, the more I learned about like the marketing girlies and like how influencers really get paid off this stuff, like the more I became upset with it, I think in general, the more I wanted to get away from that line of work as a whole. I mean, I remember distinctly, we came out with a shaker bottle, right? So I decided to bring all like a protein powder and pre-workout to the gym that I worked, like not worked at, but the gym that I went to, and do a photo shoot with a tripod and a video shoot of me working out and then doing the shaker bottle. Brother, when I tell you I was in the gym, like in the locker room trying to do this, and when the tripod fell, I cried. I cried. I was like, this is so stupid. I cried, dude. It was eating me at the inside.
That's really sad.
So yeah, I got fired. That is when, September 22, I picked up 2 jobs. One, I was working at a rock climbing gym, and the other was substitute teaching. So I was just kind of like trying to stopgap. Like, I had already taken a trip out to LA in, I believe it was October. So I was just trying to stopgap, make a little bit of money before I officially moved to LA by the summertime. I knew I was ready to move. I just kind of needed a push. And like losing an actual salary job was like the move that I think I needed. But like just the subbing was crazy. I remember my first day I went into substitute teach. Dude, it's like, I go into a conference room. I'm given these kind of like tattered lesson plans and laptops. And I went on, and I didn't even know like then like that technology would ultimately be like the bane of my existence. Like plugging and unplugging things into monitors was all I would end up fucking doing.
Had you teached before that?
I'd never taught, so I was just like, let me just get into this, see what happens. Here we go.
Did you have an opening speech to your first class? Or did you not say anything to them?
Yeah, I pretty much just told them, like, I told my kids, my first time subbing, I go like, hey, look, here's the lesson plan. I'm gonna come around and make sure you guys are doing that. If you are trying to go on your phone, be clever about it. If you're not, I'm gonna take it, or I'll just slap it out of your hand. My go-to move, which I think needs to be instituted in schools today, is the phone slap. I think instead of merely taking a child's phone and putting it in a pouch or putting it in a desk, you need to actively power slap that shit out of their hands and onto the ground.
Right.
You need to explain to them that you are an adult, and I have no respect for this reality box that you're choosing to look at instead of learning.
I like that.
I would do it to the kids. They'd have it out. I'd go, bang! Right on the floor. They'd be like, if you break it, you have to buy me a new one. I'd go, guess what? I'm an adult. I have disposable income. I don't care. Did they continue to do it? Yes. But I felt like they were at least sneakier about it.
That's all you can ask for.
That's all you can ask for. All right. We're going to throw some of the bread on right now. Yeah, man, I just remember that first day because one of the guys that was also one of the subs was this dude named Steven. He was a DJ on cruise ships. That was like his job before he became a sub.
Okay.
And like we just kind of bonded right away. He would just show me pictures of like girls twerking on cruise ships and be like, yo, the amount of ass you get on a cruise ship is crazy. I'd be like, I bet. He was a cool guy. Shout out to Steven, man. I hope you're still crushing it. But yeah, I was subbing classes at like, I won't say it's like it was a charter school in high school. Like it's a city that has over 100 in Aurora. So it was in Aurora, Colorado. Aurora, Colorado, 160 different languages spoken, 80% non-white. I was definitely a little taken aback at the diversity. Like, I had students that had a job. I had students that had, like, Nigerian accents. But I would say most were Mexican and Salvadorian. Most kids. And subbing, you know, pretty cake. All you gotta do, toss on a movie, you know, make sure the kids are doing makeup work. But I was like shocked because like I was like, they asked me to go full time like 2 weeks in.
Wow.
They go ahead, go full time, and I go, nah, no, I'm good. And then they hit me with, you know, they tell me the original teacher for this class, this English class that I was subbing, quit 2 months in. So I'm subbing in late October, November.
Okay.
This teacher quit beginning of October. I'm like, that is crazy. And then all the way, they had subs the entire time in a class where English is not like the first language. I'm like, you know how brutal that's gotta be?
Yeah.
And then of course they hit me with by the way, the kids really seem to like you. So that coupled with the lack of teacher, my white savior complex went, these kids need a hero.
Yeah.
And I'm the guy to do it.
I like that.
For sure. I mean, I had no business being there. So like my full-time teaching, you have a question, Emmet?
What grade was this?
This was freshman in high school.
It's a tough age.
That's a tough age. And let me also tell you that these kids were 2 years, not even a year and a half removed from COVID. They can't read.
Okay.
And I don't say that to be mean. Some of them they can read. They just choose not to.
Right.
And I'd also say these kids have the maturity level of 7th graders. Like, because they haven't been interacting with their peers and their classmates. Good question, Emmet, all right? I'm going to put that up on the board. Good question.
Thank you.
But teaching begins 2023. I'm like, here we go. I got my lesson plans from my boy Rishi Ramnath. Shout out Rishi Ramnath. He was my co-teacher. Fucking beauty. He was a 45-year-old Indian guy from the Bronx. He showed me all of his old rap videos. This guy used to rap, and it was a lot of N-bombs. It was awesome. He was cool, dude. He had a fucking ponytail. He was the man. He was the man. Shout out Rishi Ramnath. We got coffee sometimes and hung out. We'd get beers too. But my strategy and my classroom mantra was a formula that I created on my own. Okay? And I told the kids straight up that first semester, I go, here's the formula. And this is the only thing I had up in the class, by the way. It said, effort plus respect equals trust. And I told them, this is the only thing, if you take out of my class, this will help you in every aspect of your life. That is all people ask for you. And if you want to succeed, if you put in the effort, all right, if you respect people's time and your own time, they will trust you. Okay? So when you inevitably fuck up, or you don't put in the effort, or you don't respect people's time, you've built up enough goodwill to where you're able to get a pass.
That's beautiful.
I explained it to them that much, where I'm just like, if you've done these two things throughout the year, when you come to me and you say, Mr. Flynn, I need help, I need this and that, I go, okay, no problem. You've displayed to me that you have good habits, and everybody makes mistakes sometimes. It did not go well. Pretty disrespectful. They would leave trash on the ground, couldn't get off their phones. We'll put it in here. I'll show some of the videos. I'll send these to you. They got the videos of like just trash on the ground, like little stuff. It would just piss me off. I'll tell you what helped me. I got the respect of the staff and students when they did a staff versus students volleyball game. Buddy, I showed up. That's a basketball. They know what I'm talking about. They'll see this. The kids will see this. But after that, I will say, things did not run much smoother. Thanks to, and I want to give another big thanks. I don't know if they'll ever see this, but Miss Sons, Karis Spencer, fucking Casey Rooney, Aisha, Steven, Liz, all the people I worked with. I could not have done it without you. I would have gone crazy. I would have been eaten alive. But these people are fucking real professionals. That's why you need to pay them.
Pay teachers, man.
But yeah, we had no resources for any of these kids. And even when we like balled out and got everyone binders, it became like so apparent that they like didn't even know how to use them, that they became like obsolete. I used to give 5-minute phone breaks because they're so addicted. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
It's like giving like heroin addicts like methadone.
It's crazy.
You're like, you gotta give them a little bit or they're gonna crash out. Like, I don't know. The behavior wasn't always great, but I don't think those kids also understood how battle tested I was. Do you know what I'm saying?
I didn't understand how battle tested you are in terms of, like, hearing from what you're saying right now. It seems like you could have thrived as a teacher.
Dude, I loved it.
Yeah.
I did love it, but it was like I was burning the candle on both ends in so many ways. I was teaching, and then I'd go right into working at a rock climbing gym for like 4 hours, and then I'd go right to stand-up in Denver.
Yeah.
So I was doing that every night. And I was like, I didn't know what was going on. I mean, January was around the time that I got a Don't Tell taping, and I got to do that in April, but I had no expectations for any of that shit.
Wow.
So I was like, I'm just gonna go to LA, I'll figure it out, see what happens, blah, blah, blah. But man, yeah, they didn't realize what they were going into, because like they would try and chirp me, and I would just be like, Edgar, who did your haircut? Cereal bowl? What are you doing? I would just rip them mercilessly, dude. I come from a very Catholic school, all boys school style of teaching, which is I'm gonna break down your self-confidence and then build it up with values, self-respect,
And guilt.
and just, you know, that's what I want. Effort and self-respect. But I'm gonna break you down first.
Sounds like these kids broke you down, though.
What?
It sounds like they broke you down a little bit.
They could never. It's very funny to me when like people be like, I'm crying in the car. I'm just like, I'm punching the steering wheel. Does that make sense? I'm like, I'm getting them tomorrow. All right, so I got goat cheese here. This is goat cheese, a little tomato. You like goat cheese?
Love it.
We're gonna give an update next week on how the Alec hosting the Variety Young Hollywood Impact comedy thing went. It's an award show. I have a, you know what? Here's the thing. They don't respect true clowns. They don't, and I'm okay with that. I think I've come to understand that.
They don't want silly goose juice?
I don't think they do. Man, that's gonna be good, dude. I'm really excited about this.
My bad.
ChatGPT. That
My
was
bad.
one thing I did want to write about.
Totally
I did
my
want to talk
bad.
about. People talk about like kids are using. I got like the first taste of ChatGPT in 2023. The kids were using it, and the easiest way to spot if a kid is using ChatGPT is to read it, and then look at the student itself, and then make a gut call. Okay, a lot of students will be like, oh, I put it back into an AI program to figure out if it's AI. No. What I would do is I would go, hey, Daniela, this is AI. You didn't write this. And she goes, how do you know? I go, because it's good. You haven't turned in anything all year. Why would you all of a sudden pass in a good paper? Like, you're not even clever. That was interesting, just like getting the first, I'd be like, oh, this is gonna fuck them up. Mm-hmm. And I mean, eventually it will. I mean, all that shit's gonna, I think this is probably done. I don't wanna dry out the chicken too much. But here we go, I'm gonna show you guys what we're working with here. Here we go, look at that. Now I'm gonna take this side. And I will say, a lot of the kids, the behavior wasn't great, but I think it's acting out because there's almost no sense of control in their own lives. So they feel as though, like, you know, at least I can control whether or not I get sent to the principal, whether or not I go down to the office or act, you know, do any of this stuff. And I just, my heart would break for them, dude, honestly. Because I could tell a lot of them, it was just, no matter how much they wanted to do good, they had other shit going on, you know? I knew there were at least 3 kids that were working in like meatpacking. like meatpacking plants afterwards. Like they were brought here to work for their families back home. And then these kids would just disappear. It was the saddest thing in the world. Anyway. You know, I need a little break to get away for a holiday, so I can see the sun. All right. Okay. All right, here we go. Big thumbnail. How's that? Pretty good?
Great.
Yeah, thanks. We should get plates. I know we never get plates. But all the kids, man, every day for every little thing that made me want to like lose my mind, I never yelled. I never got upset. It was just kids, and you know what? I think at the end of the day, most of them were trying their best. Not all of them. I mean, some of them were actively not, but I kind of also respected that in a way, too. Fuck, that's good. I told you we'd be eating good today, huh? I told you we'd be eating good. I will also put some videos, like I have some funny moments in there. There's some funny, like, I mean, they would also go crazy. Like, there's one, post this right here. This video of my boy Emmanuel challenging me to arm wrestle.
Injure my own arm, then I'm gonna mess with you.
I can't arm wrestle you. You understand why I can't arm wrestle you, right?
No, explain to me in full detail.
Because I'm an adult.
Yeah?
Okay? And if I lose to you, I lose all credibility as an adult.
I will injure my arm. Right?
I don't want you to injure your arm. No,
Okay.
Stop hitting your arm.
You can arm wrestle me now. It is.
Emmanuel, stop it. Just let it go.
Never. I never let things go.
Let it go. Let it go. You challenged me to arm wrestle every day, my boy Emmanuel. It was crazy. They were funny. They were really fucking funny kids. And people always ask, like, you know, I tell stories about, like, the shit they would do, and they go, you gotta put this in your act. But I don't mind making fun of myself as a teacher. I feel as though I want to kind of, like, protect their sort of, like, you know, they're kids. They're kids that more often than not, I think, get a raw deal. So I don't really feel comfortable, you know, being like, this kid was fucking stupid. I don't know, you know.
I agree.
I remember it was like one little thing. This kid named Dibby. Yeah, I don't really understand the name either. Like, he just wouldn't do anything every day. And the worst part, he would just like gossip with like these other girls all day, and then I would just go. I remember one day he just goes like, "Then why don't you give me a pencil to do it?" And I would go. I literally did one of these. I was like, and I didn't yell. I don't yell, but I went, "Dibby, you got all this stuff. You never do anything." That's what that was the closest I ever got to like actually losing it.
Shouts out Dibby.
Shouts out Dibby, man. I don't know what you're up to, but I hope it's okay. Why am I talking about this? Well, all these memories and more kind of flooded back to me this past week when they announced that the Trump administration would be withholding $7 billion in federal funding for public schools. Money that was already allocated by Congress, by the way. This is money that's related to public school programs, summer enrichment. This money supports over 1.4 million, mostly low-income students. And I'm reading this. These are facts I've taken from the New York Times article that cited, multiple education groups. This is a lot of federal dollars also for ESL programs, English as a second language, gone, and now the after-school program's gone. And, you know, we're really trying to, when we attack education at a public level, it's almost a coordinated attack to create an underclass. Or a coordinated plan to create an underclass, I should say. That's what it feels like. Like school choice, which is what they want to push, I brought this up, is nothing more than a way for private business to get its claws on our public education. They want to privatize public education. And school choice is rooted in racism. I've talked about it on this pod before. It comes out of the Jim Crow South, where people, when desegregating was mandatory in a lot of these school systems, school choice was invented, so they would give vouchers out and shit like that. But I don't know. I know I ask a lot from my friends, come to shows, you know, comment, subscribe, share, all this stuff. I know I ask a lot. But as the school year approaches, if you know a teacher working in public schools, if you know a teacher working in charter schools, throw them a little cash. Throw them a little shkarol. Okay? If you can spare it, obviously, but it does go a long way in order to get supplies for the kids. It's obviously a shame and a travesty that they have to buy supplies on their own with their own money. But it's something I do every year, or at least the past 2 years since I've been out of the school system. You know, my friend Noelle, I give her a little roll. You know, buy some books. I say, hey, these are for the kids. Don't get yourself something nice, you know. Hey, listen, I know where this Venmo's going. And, you know, again, just throw it on Venmo. Make it do something fun. Just say, like, you know, put the caption line as vapes for the kids. You know, happy hour or, like, flask for under the desk. It's fun stuff, you know what I'm saying? Drag queen reading hour. Do something fun. But take care of the teachers in your community, the teachers that you know and love. It's important. I'm going to dive into this sango a little bit. How much time we got? But on a lighter note, we're back with book review and book club, everybody. Or should we do Real Man of Genius real quick? I have a quick Real Man of Genius. You guys should do it now? Real Man of Genius! Here's to you, Sebastian Murphy, lead singer of the Viagra Boys. Sebastian Murphy, lead singer of the Viagra Boys! I can't stop listening to your music for the past 2 weeks. I don't know what it is, but I think it's your freewheeling form of audio sensory headlocks that you put me in. It's a lot of noises, but actually they're put together in a really succinct, coherent way. I feel as though you're pushing forward the medium that is punk rock. Oh my God, it's something new and different I never heard before. I also really appreciate how you kind of have a gut and you're tatted all the way up. That's something that I wish I could pull off. I'm trying to do it on my leg, but it wouldn't really make the same effect because I think I look like a Duke lacrosse player. I'm gonna really try and come out and see you, and I want you to know, Sebastian Murphy, that my uncle also listens to your music because I got him hooked on it. So, Uncle Mark, you know he's for the culture. So here's to you, Sebastian Murphy of the Viagra Boys. You are this week's Real Man of Genius. Real Man of Genius. Very nice. Here we go. I'm all over the place. But I'll continue. Okay. Book review. Book review time. I mentioned it on the Tony P ep, but I'm almost done with How to Blow Up a Pipeline by Andreas Malm. This book, oh, and there go my notes. This book I enjoy it. It's very theory heavy. Pretty much this guy calls for sabotage over complete nonviolence. And I know I've espoused on this podcast, you know, nonviolence is the only way, nonviolent protest. I don't know, he's got a good perspective on, like, maybe we should be talking about sabotaging property, vandalism of property. But I think the problem that he talks about is, like, once we vandalize property that belongs to, say, like Shell or ExxonMobil or any of that, it's labeled as eco-terrorism. But I think what he does a good job of being like, we have to give terrorism a direct definition. You know, what happened at 9/11 isn't the same thing as someone putting holes in the XL Keystone pipeline. Objects can't feel pain, right? Granted, that is a slippery slope because that's the thing about America. America is so deep into, we've wiped the slate clean when we came here for just full-blown capitalist, property is king, property might as well have its own rights at this point. I mean, goddamn, dude, we're putting Labubus on our chains, walking them around like they're our little appendages. What are we doing? That's a toy. I don't know, but I'm also starting to think that climate change. Let me get a big bite of this before I go in. I want to get my notes together, make sure I get this down right. Emmet's on his phone now. He doesn't care.
I'm listening. We're all listening.
Here we go. I'm starting to think that climate change subconsciously informs every decision that we make. I think it has inadvertently given cause to this sort of nihilism that especially young people have. It's this attitude of fuck it, who cares? I think that this element to our decision making, and I think that's why kids, teens, especially young adults, see climate catastrophes and they think like, fuck college. I'm gonna pop my pussy on the internet before the flooding starts. I really think that's what it is. I think these kids can see what's happening, can see the patterns, they're not stupid, and they go, oh, my timeline for living a normal life is getting shorter and shorter every day. I'm running out of time. So they go, what is the craziest shit I can do? Or what is the thing that will expedite me making the most amount of money to live the most comfortable and to be either ready or maximize the time I have now or ready for a climate catastrophe? I think about that all the time. Like, it's sped up because they think in the back of their minds, like, I gotta have fun now. I gotta have fun now. Like, I think about that now where I'm like, I gotta make sure I have fun now before I grow up and I gotta drop my kids off at the school boat.
So dark. So dark.
Am I being dark?
I mean, you're being realistic. That's the thing.
But I think we can turn it around. I'm optimistic that we can turn it around.
Yeah.
I think it'll be okay,
Will
ultimately.
it?
I'm not a dark guy like that. I'm not that dark. I think we will turn it around. Andreas Malm talks about in his book, he has an entire chapter on climate fatalism. I am not one of those people that says, and similar to when I talk about like taking down fascism here in the United States, I also think about with climate change across the entire world. There is no room to be nihilistic about any of this. That is not a life worth living.
Agreed.
Hope is the only thing that we have. They can't take away that. They can't take that away. They can't take away our hope. Okay? You can call it misguided, you can call it misplaced. But fuck it. I'm here and I'm gonna try my best to make sure everybody else eats. Okay. Book club, the new book for this upcoming month, guys. It's going to be August 13th when this comes out. We'll do a review after the Chicago shows. George Saunders, Liberation Day, collection of short stories. George Saunders, one of my favorites. I think I talked about on here.
Same.
Civil War, Land in Bad Decline. I just picked this up from Thrift Books. We will have the link to the Thrift Books in the description. Check that out. But check it out. I'm a big fan. I'm really excited to read this. I haven't read it before, so we'll do a book club episode. And we're gonna try and keep the Reddit going. I haven't been on the Reddit in like 2 weeks, but we got to start posting more on there. I think that's on me. But thank you for following along. I think eventually this podcast is going to get to a place where we're pumping out a lot of content and it's going to be thoughtful and it's going to be really funny. and honest, and it's gonna just be like, I wanna do hopefully boom, 3 episodes a week. But we're working on that, guys. I mean, right now I feel like I have a lot of stuff in the pipeline, and as I'm sure you all do as well. But I wanna be here for you, you know? We're all friends here. We're all doing our best. Emmet, any final words?
Did you finish the book I gave you or no?
I lost it, I told you.
Right. Okay, just
Oh, okay. Just, you know, petty Emmet has to get one last word in the show.
I'm just being sincere about my feelings.
You're clearly upset. That you're pissed. That you've had enough.
Nope. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm good.
Yeah, you seem fine and good.
No, that was beautiful.
It's good to have you back, man.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, it
And
was
I
really
hopefully,
things have like this is we needed a pod like this. This feels good for me too.
I need it.
Every time I come back, I just go, does this feel good for you?